and welcome back to another edition of Running with James. My name is James White. I'm your host, and it's good to be back with you guys again. I'm feeling a little bit better. We're not doing our recording on the usual day because I was sick as a dog last week.
You were.
He had the vid.
I did not have the vid.
Oh.
Why does everybody want me? You and Toledo both want me to have COVID. I don't understand that.
Because, everyone was like, you sure it's not the vid? Because there's another strain apparently going out. And I was like, I don't know.
There's always going to be another strain of some bull.
He just said he was sick. I'm just like, I just don't want it so he can stay home for all I care.
Yeah, I was very happy you stayed home this
Yeah,
time.
I just don't want it near me.
This time.
Because you're known to be sick and not stay at home.
We're saying you're good about
You're a
that.
hard worker, James. I'm very proud of you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I commend you and so I look up to you.
Yeah.
I wish I could work as hard as you.
Yep. I wish you could work as hard as me too. That'd be awesome. You act like you do though, like the way you like you were like, okay, we're gonna y'all asked about like when we could do the podcast session and everything, so we picked the time, and then this guy, he's here like, I don't know, you got very early. He got like maybe 1:30 or so.
He got here very early.
1:45 because he needed to set up. He knew that we had a very short period of time.
appreciate
That
you
was
doing
very
that.
responsible.
Responsible.
Responsible of you, by the way. And then he messaged her to check on when she was going to be here because he knows.
He took charge.
She has the shortest amount of time, but she's also going to be the one that's going to be the latest if anybody was going to be late.
I say three on the money? On the money.
I
On
gotta
the
look.
money.
My phone's over here.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But then, he knows I have a class going on until a certain time, and then I have to walk to the other side of the building. But he's like, where you at, James?
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
You know
knew.
what?
That I didn't forget.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a long circle way to say, Rocky, thanks for taking charge today.
Well,
I actually
I
didn't.
don't think I took
that
charge.
was not actually what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I was voicing.
On behalf of the group.
I was voicing like how uppity he's getting here lately.
Big
like
for his britches.
On Sunday, he's like, oh, I'm famous.
He's coming for that chair.
I did not say that on Sunday.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did text that. Was that last night I texted that or yesterday?
No,
It was
today.
today.
You texted
You said I'm
somebody
going
you're
viral.
going viral or something.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
So
Yeah,
do
you
you
were
have
just
the
telling
vid?
me
So
that.
that wasn't Sunday. Oh, that's good. I didn't say I was famous on Sunday.
Yesterday, you were like, oh, everybody's telling me how amazing I am on my episode.
That was a troll
not
move.
your episode. It wasn't even your idea.
I never said my episode either.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Oh, my goodness. I said it was a great episode.
No, bro. You said yesterday where it's like, yeah, everybody's telling me how good my episode was.
No,
Is
I
that the
never
new
say
case?
my. I'm humble. I'm more humble than that, even when I'm playing around.
No, you are not. Boy, you have been so full of yourself lately.
Have I?
Yeah. You've been giving yourself right here. Nonstop.
Oh, I did ask for a pat on the back the other day.
Patting yourself on the back.
That's because, I now produce 4 podcasts. I'm being
yeah.
sought after to
4?
produce podcasts. Four media events I'm producing
Yeah,
now.
because one of them's not a podcast.
Yeah, one of them's not a podcast.
It's just more of like a online
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Live stream.
Live stream, that's it, right?
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
probably the best
producing
way to put it, since that's what it is.
4 events on the weekly.
Yeah,
And
he does.
so, I'm feeling myself, feeling
He's
the
feeling
Wheaties.
himself, yeah. He's feeling himself.
And then when I come to Sunday Fun Day, it was like Rock Dog.
All it
Man.
takes is one person to say rock dog, and,
And
he's
that's it.
like on
I'm
cloud
famous.
9.
Yeah. He's
and,
famous.
And then what I also did give was, I'm noticing these slight digs that James brings to you all the time. You just take it. I was like, you notice it? Then he quoted like something you said. I was like, yeah, he did give me, huh? A slight dig, and I just take him. I was just like, yep.
What slight dig? What was the example he gave you?
You said something about like, we're runners. Oh, he's not a runner though. And you pointed like me out, and you're like, oh, he's not a runner
Oh,
though.
I thought you
Oh,
were
that
gonna
was when you were doing your whole like little bit.
Yeah,
Talking about
you were
me and
doing
my
a
baby
bit.
cap tees. Nobody ever mentioned anything about
I
that.
mean,
and
I-
her and what never
Always
on
late.
time.
Oh, yeah, you dug at me.
Yeah, you're digging at
You
us. and
dug
we're
at
just-
both of us.
Yeah, at the same time. And then you're like,
You
he's
can't-
like me, a runner. So
you
you're
can't
like,
get upset about people digging at you when you literally
Yeah, you
I don't get
followed with the
upset.
dig.
And then
I
at the
don't
same
get
time-
upset. I didn't even notice
at
it.
the same time you lie.
I thought you were going to be
Yeah.
upset because James made that comment again about you sitting in the chair, but you
Yeah,
couldn't reach
that's-
the ground.
And then what's
that
worse
was
was
funnier.
yesterday. Yesterday
good.
was the worst. Sunday Fun Day, of course. Great turnout.
It was a great turnout.
Yeah, it was Lauren's like happiest day of her life.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, so
Lauren couldn't even like
excited.
warm up. She was like,
I was so
She
happy.
come running up to me. What are we gonna do, James? But there's people in the field.
Did I not predict?
Did
I'm
you
like,
even
dude,
work out?
I'm like, dude,
I didn't do the warm up.
I'm like,
I didn't warm up.
calm down.
I was a mile
it'll
off
be okay.
my distance.
It's like,
I was
why
sick-
are you freaking out?
I was so excited to see so many people
her
there.
phone. Did your phone die?
It literally
sure
made
did.
it just until I got in the car.
So
and
let me ask
plugged
you
it
this
up.
question, okay? So what she's talking about, or what we're talking about, is the HYROX Run Club that we host on Sundays, and she's so excited about it.
I love it.
But it's the same thing I've been doing for 10 years, whatever. It's not even a big deal that we've done it every single Sunday, almost every single Sunday, probably for the last 10 years. And we've had as many as I've had as many as 40 people show up or whatever to Sunday Fun Day before. It's a free event
And I've
that
been
we allow
excited every
everybody
time.
to come. Anybody can come to it. But as of late, we've made very specific for HYROX, right?
have.
And we've taken on the HYROX Run Club kind of responsibility. And she is like, it's like she feels. I'm not sure what. Explain to me what makes you so excited about it.
I mean, I get excited anytime new people show up just because I'm like a labradoodle. I just like people. But I think seeing that the word is spreading and so many people are coming together to check out our community that we've established, clearly we're putting out some kind of, I mean, obviously we're offering like a service people want to get in on, but I think also the vibe that we give off is very community centric and very open, and anyone can do this. So I feel like people are they're responding to that in a very positive way. And so when I see all these new people, whether it's like they came as a recommendation, they came from other gyms, or some of them are people I've met through other HYROX events that I've helped coordinate, that's really cool to just see them all like they put trust in our community, our group, to like help them get better. And I like seeing that people put trust in you because they're not just coming once. Like a lot of these people have been coming back.
I'm gonna start bringing merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky merch or BC merch?
Probably Rock Dog merch.
Oh, my
I'm just
goodness.
kidding.
Get
No,
out.
BC, of course, podcast merch, everything, just because, it's a free workout. So I
Well,
think
you
a
gotta remember-
donation that comes with a T-shirt or a sticker or something that in exchange,
Well, just remember, we can't be charging at this free event.
We can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we want.
Well, I
Lord.
meant-
Why can't we charge you?
Dog.
But, well, the
Don't listen to her.
facility, because of the facility, I mean. We have to, like, stay under the radar.
We don't.
She still doesn't understand. Like,
We're
so
cutting
she
that off.
wanted to do like her and one
just following-
of the reps here, and the local rep here for HYROX. They wanted to do a big event.
We did want to do a
right?
big
They wanted to
event.
do this huge event, which I thought was a great idea. And they wanted to do it on Sunday at the track, right?
were
And
trying.
so one of the things I told them was that we probably need to get with the district, right, to make sure that we have it
Locked in.
locked down, because you know how it is sometimes at the track.
Yep,
It's
stacked.
open for the public to use, but like.
You can technically rent the space out and, like, block it.
Right, so there's just you there because sometimes they'll have events there. Somebody may rent it,
Yeah.
right? And there's been Sundays where we've shown up
And there have been events.
and there's stuff going on and we've got to go find someplace else to do the workout, right? So I didn't want to like plan this big event, us show up and then there was a perfect example. Yesterday there was like a football team
There
there,
was like a
doing,
scrimmage.
like having practice and stuff. They're only doing half of the field,
Which is,
but
you
they
know.
were still using the facility, right? So and we were still able to do everything we needed to do, what have you. But if we try to have this huge big tent and 100 people show up or whatever, we still probably would have been okay. But I didn't want to take the chance of putting forth a lackluster product and tell people, hey, come show up here, BC Fitness, HYROX Run Club, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry guys, we can't. That just, to me, that's just bad form, right?
No, I agree.
So I just wanted to make sure. But I mean, we're there every Sunday. We're pretty much on key. I'm not worried about like getting kicked off or any of the other stuff because I mean it's open to the public and to the community, right? But
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't want us to be. I want people to be able to depend on us when we say we're going to do something. That's all.
Agreed. No, I agree.
Right? So
Yeah.
Well, we just avoided the whole point of you disrespecting me again on a Sunday Fun Day in front of our biggest crowd that I've seen in the past 2 weeks.
yeah.
Because we've had 40 before, but it just was a great
Well,
turnout.
no, there was like
of-
50 people there.
There was a
yesterday.
lot of
So that was the largest crowd
That
we've
was a-
had. Yeah.
That was a big crowd.
of
for sure.
randos and people I've never met before.
What do you mean I've disrespected you?
Yeah, what did he say?
James decided to say, "Where's that little man at?"
I don't understand how that's disrespectful. The average height for a male in today's
5'8".
culture is 5'8".
That's
I thought
me.
it was
You're
fi-
5 like 4.5.
Oh my goodness, that
Wait,
was
is it
just
5'8"? Oh, I thought it was 5'10".
No, that's
Oh.
not the average. Average height is 5'8".
Okay.
How tall are you? I'm sorry.
My license is 5'9", but
Your
I'm 5'8".
license is a lying sack of crud.
Yeah, I lied
That's
so
a
I can-
lying piece
I
of
was gonna
plastic
say,
because you're a
I
liar.
don't know if I buy that.
It's
Dude,
5'8".
I would say 5'4", 5'6", maybe.
No, what?
That's a big jump.
That's 2 inches.
That's still a big jump on a license.
5'8". Respect my name.
You are not 5'8".
We'll get a ruler after this.
We will get a ruler. I guarantee you're not 5'8", bro. Dude, when I stand next to you, okay, and I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings, but most people, I look them dead in the eye, right?
I'm pretty sure I look
that
over your head.
are around whatever. But when I stand next to you, you make me feel tall.
See, well, the disrespect.
And I am not tall. I'm only 5'10". So you make me feel at least a good 6'2" or so.
Well, you make me feel like dancing.
Gonna dance the night away.
So you saying I was
Yeah.
being disrespectful because,
You called out his height.
Because I was like, where's that little man at? But I couldn't see you. There were so many people,
But-
and they towered above you.
If it makes you feel better, you're not the shortest guy who came.
Shout out to the randos, because there was one random lady who came up to me and she was like, "Hey, don't worry, size doesn't matter."
She wanted to make sure you knew.
And I kid you
When
not,
he told me that,
I just put my head down, I chuckled, and I just turned around and I walked
she
away.
was trying to be so nice too.
I don't know if that makes it better.
She was
or
trying
worse.
to be
He's like,
nice
"Oh."
to this guy. And he
That is actually really great. I don't know if
Oh,
that
so
would
good.
make me feel better as a guy or not. Someone just says size doesn't matter. You're like, oh, okay.
it's just like, it's okay. The only thing that would be better, she'd have patted you on your back, right? Yeah. So, but he's just being all uppity. All yesterday, he was like, he was talking about the whole podcast. Somebody came up to him and said, "Rock Dog, I really enjoyed the podcast."
No, so that was perfect timing. I didn't even set that up.
I'm not saying you did, but he took that. So here's people will say things to him, and he will take it and he runs with it.
You get really, you do
He
get
runs
really
with it.
uppity.
I was literally running
You
at
get
the
on a
time.
little-
Runs with it. So they're like, "Hey,
Podium
Rock
and
Dog,
go.
I really enjoyed the podcast," and you're like, "You hear that, James? They told me they really enjoyed my podcast last week."
I never said mine.
Yes,
I said
you
these.
did.
I don't say mine. This
Yes,
ain't mine.
you did.
It's literally called Running with James. Why would I claim it?
Anybody who
You-
was at Sunday Fun Day yesterday and heard it, please.
Please help
Come
me
forward
out.
and,
Please help me
like,
out. If I'm
defend
wrong,
one of
I'll
these
admit
two
it and
gentlemen.
apologize.
I remember we're running with Tommy. He'll remember.
If he'll come
It was
forward.
Carlos who told you about the episode.
Carlos said about the.
He's the one who
Carlos
said
told-
Rock Dog.
Yeah, Carlos said Rock Dog.
See how he's like
but it
remember
was
it all now?
Jess that came around was like, "Great episode, Rock
You
Dog."
said it was
She did.
Tommy.
No, we're running
No,
with
Jess
Tommy.
was
Oh.
behind us
Yeah.
running, and she yelled
Oh.
it out, but she said it specifically for him.
It was
right?
perfect timing because we were just talking about it.
Well, she did that on purpose because she's a smart chick, and she likes making. The whole point was to get under my skin. She even said that,
Oh yeah,
which it didn't get under my skin.
yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Jess.
So it was a great episode. We enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Had a great
It was a
time.
fun
I
episode.
thought you did a great job introing him.
You did.
Everything you said
he
wasn't
felt very
the truth.
flattered.
But you still did a great job overall. And actually, I think you probably talked more that episode than you ever have before.
I would agree.
And I feel like I talked less than I ever had before. And people are saying how good the episode was.
See, we're finding the
Dang,
balance.
common trends.
We're
Right?
finding the balance.
And then like Lauren's, super excited about all the people coming on Sunday. And if we notice, we've had Gentle James, really coming out of his shell the last 4 weeks.
And a
still-
great turnout.
I-
Now that we got
I
Gentle James.
still have not completely come around to Gentle James because it's funny because when you do it, and I know it's like you kind of like are playing into it, but when you start it, it's almost like you're gonna start like a yoga class
Okay.
or
Maybe
like,
that's just my interpretation of what genteel is.
maybe
And I just don't, maybe it's not on purpose. Maybe I just like,
the people that know you are a little like, what is happening?
Did
What
Gentle
is going
James go to Miami?
I
Did
feel
Gentle
like he was-
James?
I feel like Gentle James was there, yeah.
Was he gentle?
I don't
was
feel
he?
like I hurt anybody.
Was he really emotionally? Emotionally a little hurt?
Dude, don't even get
Oh,
me started.
I
Okay.
totally forgot.
Emo-
Y'all were duos.
Emotionally,
Yeah.
I'm a little hurt.
We did the mixed relay, or not mixed relay. We did do the mixed relay, but we also did the mixed doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren and I, so we went to Fort Lauderdale. I was gonna go race singles.
I was gonna race singles.
Carlos was gonna race singles. Jamie was gonna race singles. Lauren was gonna
singles.
race singles.
all singles, all Florida.
Singles all the time, right? Hot in Miami. That sounds like a show I'd watch,
Does sound like
Yeah.
but I
a-
shouldn't be watching.
It's not like a dating
I
show.
get in trouble.
That does sound like a dating show.
So my wife made a comment actually a couple weeks before because I was trying to get her to go and she didn't want to go, and she's like, "Why are you even going?" It's just a couple weeks before Houston, and I was like, "Well, I just want reps. I haven't raced very much,
Yeah.
and I need. Sometimes when you get to a certain point in your fitness and in your kind of experience." Racing, you need to race better, and the only way to race better is to race more.
Get in the
right?
environment.
And you guys know me. You know my philosophy. I'm like, most people race too much. Right?
Yeah.
So for me to say that, I would think, you would think I'm not. I mean, we did November, Dallas HYROX.
And then
That's it.
that I was gonna say, I don't think you've
I
really
didn't do
done
anything since the World
since.
Championships. That was it. We did that habanero thing, but that was like a long run for me, right? So it wasn't even a race. We didn't
That
even
was
like
just
compete.
torture.
So other than that, I have done 0 races in like 8 months. So I just wanted to get more reps under my belt. But she made a comment about, I did it. So I was like, you know what? It'd be a good idea.
Because
Why
we had
don't-
Houston 3 weeks later.
We got Houston 3 weeks later. Why don't I use this as a training run? I won't go out and give best effort. I won't do it by myself. Lauren and I can do mixed doubles. We can get a little redemption from the first time we did it together. She could not have to give a full effort because she's got a doubles team event that she wants to do her best effort in 3 weeks. So it's like, this is a perfect scenario where we can go in, try to practice her race pace.
Yep.
And then, I could do the majority of the work,
He'll
but it
have
still
to.
will be a lot easier because I won't be running as fast as I
Nope.
would be. So it'll be perfect scenario. We won't kill each other or like kill ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I get to race, get in
Yeah.
the environment. It's a win-win.
I get to go to Florida.
She builds confidence. It's just going to come out and it's going to be great. I should have.
It'd be great.
I should have freaking known better. Freaking ridiculous. From the week before we left, what did you tell me on Wednesday night before we left?
I'm worried.
For a race that doesn't even matter.
Yeah. She's like, and what were you worried about?
That I was going to blow up and let you down.
For a race that didn't even matter.
And I was like, dude, it doesn't matter. Don't even worry about it. And I was giving gentle James.
You were giving gentle
I
James.
was like, don't even worry about it. There's nothing riding on it. We're going for fun. We're just practicing. It's going to be a good time. No reason to stress out.
In defense of gentle James, in the race, he was very gentle James. He did not yell. He did not he wasn't like, get your butt moving.
No.
He was very gentle, but you messed with my mind a little bit. You messed with my brain a little bit, and I freaked out. I panicked really
But I
quick.
don't understand. I still cannot comprehend like what. So, okay.
For whatever reason, I don't know why. So
I think we need a backstory
we need a
first.
backstory. So we had a pace. By the way, the Sunday before we left, we ran the paces, and we were hitting the paces.
Yeah.
We were hitting the paces.
We did like a little mini practice run at Sunday Fun Day.
I was hitting them, which
and
was
we were hitting the paces
good.
just fine. We were kind of practicing how we were going to break up everything, and everything was fine. No problems.
Yeah.
No worries.
So then, for whatever reason, as soon as we get in that gate, I don't know why that pace felt so much worse suddenly. I don't know if it was the environment or if it was the nerves, but suddenly that pace was like, this feels like fast for some reason. Even though I know I trust you with the pace, but then we have to do the go it once, go it
So-
twice. What happened?
So we were like warming up and doing everything. I did not listen to the lady giving the instructions for the first lap, right? But I knew that we were supposed to go in on the third time, right? So we go running around, right? And so we were supposed to go in, and I saw other people going in because we were kind of toward the front, right? Because we were moving pretty good.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, they're going in too early. So I did another lap, right? Because I wasn't 100% sure we were supposed to go in, and I did not want a repeat of our last time,
Yeah,
right?
we didn't repeat
I had
it.
told her, I was like, don't worry about anything. We're not racing. Think of this as a workout. Just do what I tell you to do. Just follow me, okay? This is a perfect time for you just to relax and follow me.
He
okay?
kept saying, you don't have to do anything until I tell you to do it. I was
That's
like,
it.
All
I was
right.
like, just relax. And so I wasn't 100% sure. I thought we needed to go in, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take the chance. I'm not going to screw us over with like a penalty. Let's just, a minute's not going to cost us anything, right? So we run another lap and we come in and we're in last place. So I knew we ran an extra lap, right? So we go through the skier, right? I'm coaching her through it. She's doing a great job. She's pacing
that
herself
was the
well.
fastest I've ever been on the skier.
We were like going back and forth, right? So she was actually like the cues and stuff that I had been giving her, she was actually doing them, and she was going faster. It was crazy.
Thank you.
So
They helped.
we passed. We finished before like 3 or 4 other groups
Yeah,
did
we did
on the
pass
skier
several
after coming in
groups.
last place, by the way. So then we come out and we start running again,
Mm-hmm.
right? I go right onto the pace, nail it immediately. So I start looking back, and she's a good
5 to 6 feet at least.
at least 5, maybe more, right? And so I'd slow down, right? And if I slowed down, she'd still be 5 to 6
I
feet
never
behind
looked
me.
at my watch too. I never checked my own pace.
So so we're coming around on the third lap, and as soon as I was about to turn in, she starts yelling at me. Like yelling and screaming at me, "It's time to go in! It's time to go in!" And I just look at her and I go, "Nope."
he did it on purpose.
I was like, you know what? Forget this. She needs to get out of her head about what's going on, counting all that. She just needs to run. So I made us run another lap.
On purpose.
We came in that sled, again, last place. But dude, we flew through the sled. We were
did.
so fast with that sled. Like,
He was faster. It's like you did most of the work.
but we went through the sled pretty fast. She still pushed the sled. It's
I
not
did
like she
push
didn't
it.
push it at all, right? And we come out. We passed like 6 people on
We
the
did.
sled coming in last, right?
We did.
And we start running, and like from the beginning, we never hit the pace. Not one
Yeah.
time. We never hit the pace one time.
No.
And
I'm
like every
sorry.
lap, we were supposed to be doing like a 7:30. We did more like an 8:30 pace, I think, is what I checked and did.
Yeah.
Or what have you. So, and then like every time she didn't look like she was struggling. She didn't look like she was, and I was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Let's, I'm just trying to encourage her, tell her to keep going. She's like,
No, you were doing great at
so
that.
she's like, "I don't want to blow up."
I was so worried of blowing
I'm
up.
like, well, you don't have to worry about blowing up. You get to take breaks.
I
I'm going to
know.
do all the work. I'll
You
do all the
did.
work if I have to. It's
You
okay.
did.
Let's just get the pace.
He did like 80%, if
It
not
felt,
more,
honestly,
of the work.
it felt like she was purposefully, like, trying not to go fast. I don't know. It like felt like she was like no matter what I said about as far as picking the pace up, it felt like she was like purposely like, no, I'm not going any faster than this. I refuse.
And that was definitely not it. I was those 2 extra laps got in my head, and I got so panicked that I was going to blow up before we even hit the halfway point that
You're telling me.
I was freaking out.
You're telling me. I want you to think about the logic of this, okay?
There is no logic.
No, think about the logic of it. You go out and run.
It was irrational.
Like 6 1K laps
Yes.
at a 7:30 pace.
Yes.
Okay. As opposed to going out and running 8 1K laps at 8:30 pace.
Mm-hmm.
And you felt like you were going to blow up.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
No. I mean, it's silly that that's what I thought, but that was just like my brain.
So technically,
in panic mode.
Technically, my opinion is a HYROX is somewhere between like a 10K and a half marathon pace, right?
That's what you normally say.
So we're running closer to the half marathon side for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if we're running a half marathon like esh pace, maybe even a little bit faster, we were only doing a total. I want you just to think about it, okay? We were doing a total of about 5 miles total.
Yeah.
If we did 2 extra laps,
Yeah.
that means we did an extra half mile.
Yeah.
Think about that. Not even a half mile. It's less than a half mile.
Yeah, it's less than
right?
half a
Because
mile.
3 laps was 0.62.
Yeah.
So that means each lap was around maybe 0.33, right? 31.
Mm-hmm.
So if we did, 0.21.
2-1.
So that means we did 0.42. So less than a half a mile
Yep.
extra. How in the world could less than half a mile blow you up?
It was fight or flight, and I chose flight.
But so here's the point I'm trying to make is when you are in a race situation,
I know.
right? You have to be able to focus on what gets you through it, not what's going to keep you from doing it.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me is the first 2 laps of the entire race, you're telling me ruined your entire race. You weren't tired. Your heart rate wasn't elevated. You were getting to take extended breaks on the workouts.
I didn't even have to
And
do
you're
the
trying to
pharmacary.
use 2 laps as the reason for why.
Irrational fears.
So then we get through the lunges, right? And on the lunges,
that bag sucked.
on the lunges, when we're done, what happens after the lunges?
Sprint.
You have 3 laps left, and then you go to the wall balls, right?
Yes.
So I was like, race is on, girl. Let's go. We can do this. There's nothing to hold back. There's nothing to blow up on. It was our slowest lap.
Was it really?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It was our slowest lap.
I'm telling
So she
you.
slowed down even more. Like, I tried to, motivate her and, let's go, right? And I think there's a video, and it does look like, I actually looked at the video. It looks like I'm, being angry or whatever.
You
So I'm
probably
like,
were frustrated.
I wasn't
wouldn't
frustrated.
blame
I was
you.
fine, actually. But I turned around and I was like, let's go. Because I was hoping maybe
I
that
know.
would, get her to, ha-ha.
Ha-cha!
But then I turned around. She's still back there. I mean, I'm serious, dude. It looked like she was out for her convo pace run.
I can actually recall what my body felt like, and my body I knew I wasn't going through the motions correctly, and I was hyperventilating and my breathing again, and I was just trying. I spent most of those runs just trying to calm myself down.
So so here's the struggle with racing, okay? When you do it that way, okay? You're trying to keep yourself from freaking out. You're trying to keep yourself from calming down.
Yeah.
You're not focused on what you're supposed to be focused on.
Yes.
The focus of the event should be the pace.
Yep.
Should be breaking up the workouts,
Yep.
right? Should be hydration, nutrition. So all those things that we always talk about, those lists,
Mm-hmm.
those are ways to help you keep your mind on the present, focused on what you're doing. And you were focused on everything but
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that was a perfect scenario, right? And sometimes we've all had those moments where we've gone through them and we haven't necessarily passed the test.
Not me.
But those are those moments where you can use it to grow, right, and use it to learn. But it's almost I think it was me, honestly. I feel like it was me. If it had been anybody else, I don't think you'd have done that, honestly. My feelings are a little bit hurt, by the way.
No, I mean, I definitely think I was nervous racing with you because you're my coach. I wanted to do well. Even if it was just a practice race, there was no no skin on it, I still wanted to like do well with you, and I wanted us to have the best time that we could possibly have together, especially like with all the work I've been putting in. And I mean, I feel like I didn't do my best effort in the group.
No, there's no freaking way. You weren't even freaking close.
No.
If we'd have just...
We looked at my watch at it, and he was like, "Were you even like in the red?" I was in the red for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even that much, dude.
Like,
it was like so small.
It was so small. I was
And
in
I'm
the
assuming
threshold.
it was when we did burpees.
So, yeah,
because I
definitely-
forced her to do some burpees because I was like,
He was struggling.
I did so many burpees.
He did a lot of burpees.
I swear, dude, I almost went. So it's like it's 50 or it's 80 meters, right? 80 meters of burpees.
Something
40,
like that.
40.
Right? So it's 40 and 40.
Yeah.
I basically did like 30 meters of burpees.
He did most of
unbroken.
it.
Right?
He did.
And then she did like 5 burpees. and
he's
then
like,
I finished
I'll take
it.
the rest.
Right? And then I started again. And I don't know how many I did, like maybe 10 or 12. And she did like
I did like 7,
like,
5 or 7.
She did a couple.
I did.
and then I started doing burpees again, and I did like 3 or 5, and I was like, "You're gonna need to at least do 3 more, and I'll finish it because I'm about to die."
And then he did the whole farm. I mean, honestly, there was no reason I shouldn't have been hitting the paces because he did the entire farmer carry. He never put him down. He did majority of the sled push. The sled pull, I actually kind of held my weight on. I was able to do the sled pull pretty evenly.
You sure?
Did I? Didn't I?
I did the entire pull one way, ran to the other side, did the entire pull the other way.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, I only did one.
And you did one, and I finished
did one.
it.
You're
held her
right.
weight.
Never
She held her
mind.
weight.
I'm remembering it
You
very
did more
poorly.
of the sled pull though, or push. I'm sorry.
I
so
did
I
do
did
more
one
push.
push down. You did a half. I finished it, and then
And
you did a
push back.
You did the push back, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm remembering. I wanted to remember some good glory of that race, and that was bad.
I mean, you did quite a few lunges. I feel like you did a good number of lunges. We
That
did the same
bag
number.
is definitely a little heavier
I
than
think we did like
what I'm used
I think
to.
we did 12, and I think whatever your number you and Laura are doing.
10, 12s, 10s or 12s.
So then
something like
yeah,
that.
so
yeah.
that's what we did. I think maybe at the end
You took a
I
little
just
more.
kept it.
You just kept it going.
the last because I think it was
Yeah.
only like 4 steps left or something.
Yeah.
So there was no point for us to switch. And we stuck to the wall ball thing too. We did like
The
we
wall
did the wall
balls I
balls in
was-
like 3.5 minutes.
The wall balls I did fine on.
3 minutes and 30 seconds to finish the wall
Used
balls.
to be like one of my weakest
She
elements, and now
did
it's one of my
great on the
better
wall
elements.
balls. So, like, I looked at our times compared to when we did it last time. We freaking crushed our workout times. Crushed them.
Yeah, the workout times
So
are good.
last time we did it, we ran 2 laps less than what we were supposed to do, and we got a 10-minute penalty. I'm not sure. I thought it was 3 minutes per lap.
It's
but
5.
somehow we got a 10-minute penalty total, right?
5 minutes per lap, which is crazy. It's like how you figure 5 minutes in a lap.
Yeah, that
but
doesn't
whatever,
make any
whatever
sense.
the math,
right? I mean, our laps were 5 minutes. Our like 1K laps were 5 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So I don't understand that. And we ended up running. We had a total time of 1:16, right? So
Last
we
time.
ran 2 extra laps and did it in 1:12.
So imagine if we hadn't run those 2 extra laps, we could have done it in like 109.
Imagine if we just stuck to the pace.
We would have been
We could have run a
fine.
103.
That's what I was shooting for, sub 107. I think is what I said for you guys.
We seriously, if we
supposed
just
to-
hit the pace.
We would have. The goal was to do the pace that
If
Laura
we'd have
and I
just
were
hit the
supposed to do.
pace, if we'd have been within the realm of the pace, like just semi close to it, like 7:45, 7:50, we would have with the speed of the workouts we did, we would have ran a 103.
I was running slower in that race than I was with Laura.
We ran slower than we ran it together,
Yeah,
and we were still faster because that's how much faster we did the workouts.
yeah.
So she wasn't dying. It was right here.
It was all mental.
Now,
it was totally
I've
mental.
told a version of the story. Now, in the beginning, I was being very elaborate, and I was like, oh, yeah, I did it all on purpose. I was trying to blah. And that's not really true. I screwed up the first lap. That was all me, right? But then once she started, like, getting all up
in my britches.
then I was like, no, we're running.
In my shorts.
Because by that time, I even told her, I was like, don't worry about racing. We're behind everybody. So now there's no pressure for the race. Let's just do the workout. Right, and we're still catching people.
Also, we found out later for us to podium, like
We would've had to run
we had a 1 flat.
No, for us to podium, we would have needed to have ran a 57.
Oh, was that the highest one?
Yes.
57.
Because we remember we're in the 30 to 39 group because
That's right. We weren't in the 40s
Right.
because you're not old enough yet. to
So
bring us up.
the top 3 times, 57, 57, 58 minutes.
That's just a podium.
Top 5 rappers, die
So
line.
there was
die
no
line.
way we would
The
have
top
podiumed
10 were
with-
all sub 102. I think.
even if 103. The top 15 times were all under an hour and 3 minutes.
What place did y'all get?
No, let's not say
Like
that number.
25th or 24th
Okay, you didn't have to say
or
the
something.
number.
So, like, that was the point I was trying to make is I wasn't out there trying to podium the event, right? I was out there trying to get us reps
Yeah.
and build her confidence.
Yeah.
And it did the exact opposite.
I just like
You got some reps in.
crumbled.
I got my reps in, so I
You
was
did great.
excited about that.
Your confidence
He
didn't
was
go so
like
good.
he was like chill on the runs. I'm pretty sure he was in the green on the runs.
So I mean, because I did a lot of the workouts.
You
so
did a lot of
that
the
pushed me a
workouts.
little bit, right? But yeah, I did not see any red.
And then
I did see a lot of green.
And then well, we did get on a podium at one point.
We did.
We did. Our relay team.
So
got
like I
first.
basically forced him after that.
Yeah, he really did.
Because I was
force us
ready
all.
to go, man. I was like, that was a great warm up. Let's go.
Yeah, he was
Ready
all.
to go.
We were all like.
I was like ready to get it, and I was like, let's do the relay, guys. And they're like, huh?
Yeah, everybody was so tired.
They're like all tired and everything. I was like, it's at the end of the day. We'll be all right. Jamie's like, that's what I'm going to race. I was like, let's just do it. Come on, guys.
How are you able to do it?
You can still sign up for it.
Oh.
For most of the time, you can sign up for the relay last minute. There's usually plenty of
Because it's
spots
just
in the
another
relay.
way for them to get
Some money.
Some money in there.
Yeah, and it's there's nothing really to set up. Just give you a
They put you in a
thing.
pin and call it a
Yeah,
day.
it's just one mass thing, right? Everybody goes together. They don't like do ladies, men. It's just everybody
Yeah.
together, right? So, so it's not that big a deal. So, but they crushed the freaking relay.
I hit my paces on each one of the relay laps. I only had to do 2 though.
This is true.
I only had to do 2, but I killed those paces.
That's good.
And I think
Everybody did really
and
well.
I think I had my fastest sled pull to date.
Yep.
So
It's so funny, man. It's so funny. So yeah, so we got first, right? So everybody crushed their race. I think. I mean,
and got crushed because we were all
freaking,
so tired.
Carlos got like a 12 or 13-minute PR
He had an
on his race.
insane PR.
Jamie came in. She didn't even look like. There were a couple times maybe, but for the most part, she looked relaxed. She didn't look like she was like hurting that bad, like really hurting.
Towards the end, she looked a little uncomfortable, but she said she was having a blister issue on her foot. That was like at the very end.
I don't know. I think maybe on the burpees and maybe a little bit on the lunges, it looked like she was on the struggle. Maybe a little bit of the struggle bus, maybe. But for the most part, she was just,
She was
looked like
killing
she was
it.
up there cruising it.
Dude, she was pushing that sled like it was nothing.
Yeah.
She was
So
killing
and she
it.
did really good on the wall balls or whatever. So like everybody I thought did really well. And then when we did the relay, everybody obviously crushed on
Yep.
the relay, right?
We were
so
dying.
So yeah, so I mean it was a good trip overall.
What
It
about
was
the
fun.
event overall?
The event was cool.
Yeah,
It was a
it was
good event.
fun.
I mean, it was plenty of people. Dude, there were some beasts there, man. It was.
There were some
I didn't think
really
there would really be a
intense
lot of
athletes.
competition because
I didn't think so either.
the North American Championships were the following weekend, so this weekend that just passed. So I was like, there's big money on that race. All the best of the best will be there. So nobody's gonna come the week before to go race.
Did they?
But there were
Some of them
they all
did.
went and did like doubles.
Yeah.
Oh,
They all went and did
got
like
some reps in.
Yes,
Yeah.
to get reps in. So like
Yeah.
that's why the mixed doubles was so fast, is because like half of those people were freaking pros.
Yeah.
Dang.
There was a lot of strong competition. I know a girl who she placed in the singles age group, which is in the 30s, and then she was actually at the championships the next week in mixed doubles, and they got first, I think, as well in that.
Dang, she did a singles.
One
then-
chick, I saw one chick, she raced pro
Uh-huh.
and then turned right around and raced women's. And then turned around and did the relay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see her.
Some
The chick
people-
we were talking about that was in the blue. That you thought was the other lady.
Some
Oh,
people
yeah,
are
yeah,
built
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know what that
The
recovery
chicks
process
are
is
getting,
like.
the ladies are getting like jacked. There's some strong
Steroids.
ladies coming through. I don't know what they're on.
They don't
That's
test.
strong people. I mean, there were strong men.
There were some really strong men, but I mean, there's obviously strong men. I expect there to be a lot of strong dudes, but I'm so impressed by like all these strong ladies that are coming out.
I'm
like,
not. I've
am.
been believing.
I
I'm
see
a
strong
feminist.
women every day, so I
yeah.
guess that's why it doesn't impress me. It's like
Facts.
It's like seeing, like if I own a red car, it's like me seeing red cars. It's just like I see them. It's no big deal, So I see strong women every single day. I work out with them. I'm on a podcast with one. So the problem is the one that I'm on the podcast with.
Be nice for 2
This
seconds
freaking
to
clown,
me.
dude.
2 seconds.
All right, I'll be nice.
You're out of control. See, this is why I keep losing her.
Yeah.
Because you're like planting these seeds.
No, what do you mean? I hype her up all the time. She just forgets about it. What's the point?
I hold on to the bad
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
She holds on
you
to the
have
bad.
somebody, and so that's why.
Delicate
so
flower.
as a coach, right? So I've told this when I was telling you when I told the story when I was telling people about like the whole extra laps thing, like people were like, they were like.
Egad.
Oh, yeah, egad. That's
Egad.
perfect, right? I was like, oh, right, and so I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I really didn't think it was that big a deal, like.
I think you came up to me like a little while after because I saw my friend Mercedes and she was like, how'd it go? And I was like, he ran us 2 extra laps. And she went up to James and was like, why are you running Lauren extra laps?
She did, and I was
So
like,
he was like, you got to stop telling people.
I was like, no, I told her. I was like, well, I just told her I did extra. Actually, it was my fault. I just didn't want to admit it to her, right? So they all they laughed it off or whatever. But like, I'm like, I guess people don't understand. I guess the way my brain works sometimes, and like, if you're doing something, so to me, training is meant to get the best out of yourself, right?
Agreed.
To help like learn your faults, like learn how to overcome, that type of thing. And so if I'm doing something and it's specifically a training thing, well, there's no competitive aspect to it for me. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Right? So I'm not trying to compete with anybody else because I have a goal. This is my goal for this particular thing, right? And so if I'm not accomplishing this goal, well, what are the things I need to do to get me to accomplish this goal in this event, right? So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, if I take us out of this race, she'll forget about it. She'll just follow me, and it'll be all good. The pressure will be off of her. And it literally did the exact opposite, right? So obviously, I as a coach, I failed in that aspect.
See,
if I'd have done that to, like Jess because Jess seemed like she was upset for you, like Jess was mad for you, right? And you know why she was mad? Because if I'd have done that to Jess,
she'd have left you.
Jess would have
left you.
doubled down. She'd have been going so fast. I wouldn't have had to do any of the workouts.
She would have been like, you want to run me an extra lap? You better hold that 5:15
she'd have been
pace.
like, let's go. We're going, right?
Hope you can hold this 5:15.
But that's her attitude, right? So that would have worked for her. She
rises to the occasion.
It didn't work for Lauren.
No.
Now I know that.
I don't rise to the occasion.
Right?
I panic.
So I've got to figure out what could be the way to encourage her. Because when I say I was not aggressive.
No, you were very encouraging, actually. You were doing great. You were encouraging. I'm telling you, it's this block. I'm working on it. I'm journaling about it. I'm trying to do a lot of inner work. It's just a huge mental block of, even if you tell me not to panic, this is what my brain says. If you say, Lauren, don't worry, it's going to be fine. Oh, well, they're just trying to calm me down. Obviously, it's not going to be fine. I got to do my best. Otherwise, they're going to be mad at me.
I see the block.
No, don't touch me. What are you touching?
Oh, it's done. It's over with.
No
more blocks.
It's gone.
I'm healed. Thank you, Rocky. Invoice me later.
Yeah, I got you.
It just saved me thousands in therapy.
Well, the point is that I think, I'm not a big, you must be mindful of yourself. Be in the present. Be in the now. This is Gentle James, by the way.
What happens?
That is Gentle
happens.
James.
Well, yeah. Let the moment exist. Just be. Right? I'm not about that bullcrap. All right. But I do believe that you do need to, there's a certain thing about focusing and being mindful of what you're doing at the time, right? And not being distracted and because it's too easy for negative thoughts to creep in. It's too easy for negativity to creep into your life. And then when it creeps in, if you feed into it, if you literally feed it, right? And you keep breathing it and reminding yourself of it, it just breeds and it just breeds. And it literally, it's the crazy thing. Positive, when you talk positively, it's crazy. Positive things happen. When you talk negatively, it's the weirdest thing. Negative things happen.
Well, and so I was listening to a podcast recently, a different one with, do you know who Ed Milet is? Ed Milet? Mm-hmm. I was going to send it to you. It's really, it heard it and immediately made me think of some of the things you've told me. And he was talking about obsession with the outcome. Okay. He's like, one of the biggest causes of stress is an obsession with an outcome.
Sure. I can see that, yeah.
And he's like, people become so obsessed that they have to have this very specific outcome or else. Yeah. Everything is worthless and nothing else matters, but you have to get this. And I think that's something that I cannot recognize that that's an issue I have.
Yeah.
I put a lot of my worth in being able to achieve certain goals for whatever reason. I don't know why I put myself up here. I'm this elite athlete, but I'm no, I've got to hit these goals. Otherwise I'm worthless. So that's the obsession I'm working on.
I think it's the perfect time to just take a breath and shout out to our first ad, our first sponsor.
We've an ad?
We do. Our very first sponsor.
No one ever tells me these things.
To kill the mood, that we'll come back to this subject after we pay our bills.
Here's a break from our sponsors.
All right. Do you have any children?
Oh my gosh.
Toddlers, ages from the age of 0 months to 7? Shop at Baby Gap, the official clothing wear of James Wyatt.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
All right.
Were you holding on to that for a while?
I've been waiting to just kill this. It's been going down and getting sad. It's been dark.
So you think that makes it funny?
Oh yeah, I had to lighten the mood. That's my style.
Yeah.
Now I'm good.
So you lighten the
mood?
Wait,
did you think it was getting dark?
Oh, it's getting depressing.
Oh.
How's it getting depressing?
I'm kidding. Gosh, dog.
I'm sorry.
I just don't like talking about losing.
I'm sorry that you're always winning. That must be really
I'm so
nice for
confused.
you.
The first thing I'm confused about is the keep making the statements about baby gap. All right, I wear large shirts.
This is a loose shirt.
Yeah, that is a
And
loose shirt.
I do believe that if I took any shirt that I own and I put it on you, it would look rather large.
Don't be picking the biggest shirt you own either.
Right? No, I wouldn't need to do that. I would just need to give you a regular shirt. I could give you this shirt
Independent.
actually if you'd like, and we could try it on. Would you like to? Would you like to take the time?
On the
On our
Patreon.
Patreon.
We can
On.
pop
On
this
our
off. You
Patreon.
can
On
try
the
it
Patreon.
On the
and we'll
Patreon.
see what it looks like on you. Because if it is a baby gap and I'm wearing it, what does that say about you?
Oh.
Does that say maybe
That's
yours
why
should
they
be in
sponsored.
toddler gap?
Should he maybe try on one of my shirts and see if it fits?
That's probably not a good.
Yeah, that's actually
Not
baby
this
gap.
because yours
shirt.
is yours is always going to be too small.
Might be a nice little crop top. Bring
Yep.
back that 90s look.
Yeah. She showed me some shorts yesterday
No, Jen gave
that
me.
no person should wear. I know Olivia couldn't fit them. They'd be too small on her.
Jen gave them to me.
It's ridiculous.
I wore them today.
I like how everybody that has clothes that don't fit or too small, they give them to her.
And she's like half Lauren's
And
size
she's
too.
ex- Yeah, she's smaller than
5
Lauren.
Foot. She's like 5
She's short
foot.
and she's little.
She's 10 inches shorter than I am.
And this is how these women. So that should tell you something. That should tell you.
I was cracking up over that because when I held them up, she like said, she goes, they're a medium, but they fit like a small. I'm like, okay, I'll try them on. She handed them to me, and I was like, these might even be short to me, and that's saying something. Here's the
But you wore them today, you said?
spoiler alert. I wore them on my run today.
Of course you did.
They were fine. I have other shorts that are just as short. I realized I tested them out with some other ones, so they're fine. I won't wear them around here.
I
That's
wish
for sure.
you had the faith in yourself
That
and
I do
your
in my
abilities
shorts.
as you do with the little bitty clothing you have that'll cover up your bits.
So when people say, "Hey, where's that body built by?" Built by James Wyatt. I'm just a running. I try to be a running ad for you, but I'm also like constantly flexing when I run by people.
A running ad.
I just flex. Built by James.
I actually saw some photos. You looked pretty cut up in that race too.
Did I?
You look nice. You look good.
I look
mean, it's not that you don't normally look nice.
I look stressed.
But like you look like you had some abs
Thanks.
showing. You looked like nice in tone. You look strong.
Was it from that gym that you also work out at, the one you shouted out the other day? Recommended that you sold?
Oh, nice.
What?
That
Nice.
you sold a membership to?
So I was sick last week, and while I was sick,
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to. I ended up canceling 2 classes because I couldn't get anybody to cover them for me or what have you.
Sorry.
So I canceled those classes. Well, we had kids class on Thursday night, and I really didn't want to cancel it. So I was really contemplating trying to come up here and like work it out and just make
Get
it happen.
everybody sick.
Right. And so I reached out to the Rock Dog, actually.
When you told me Rocky was gonna help cover me, I really expected it to be Leo. So when you said Rocky, I was like, really?
Yeah, I reached out because Rocky was one of our coaches for our kids camp, right? So I figured, he could handle it. He's got experience with coaching the children. So I get a report that evening. I wasn't even stressed or worried at all
Yeah.
because I knew you guys were going to do a good job. There was no doubt in my mind.
I knew she was going to do a good job.
So
too.
my daughter comes home. My wife comes home.
Your daughter threw me under the bus. I was so disappointed.
And, did you have fun in kids class? Yeah. It was awesome. I was like, you like it better than when I do it? Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh, did she
So much
really?
fun. Yeah, that's what she said.
wow.
Right now, she's probably just saying that to hurt me, but
Probably.
she said it. Nonetheless, and then they're like, Coach Lauren told the new kid tonight to go to a different gym.
Not what I said.
But that's not the way they put it. They put it, they mentioned the name of the gym, right?
didn't
So it was like,
mention it.
Coach Lauren said that he should go here to do this. And I was like, what? And so she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my wife backed up the story.
No.
And then they start, immediately messaged them. I'm
Yep.
like, how did it go tonight, guys?
Yeah.
And Lauren's obviously, which is weird. So something in this situation, her first response was, everything was great.
Well, yeah, she was positive now I think
Miss
about it.
Positivity.
I was.
Right?
No one cried. I didn't cry.
Yeah.
None of the kids cried. We didn't have. There was no one cracked a skull, which is always something I'm worried
I
about.
heard that almost happened, though.
Who?
I heard the first kid came in and jumped on the rig
Oh my gosh.
and like swung and like fell on the floor because he didn't have a pad or something.
I was literally finishing up my virtual class when all these kids. I was like wrapping it up with my client on virtual, and the new kid came in, and his dad was literally sitting right next to him, and he was swinging on the bar, and I was like watching. And Leah was like, "You should probably put a mat under you if you're gonna do that." And as soon as she said it, whoop,
He slipped
it
off the
slipped
bars,
off.
right?
Dog wasn't there for that.
Oh,
Guarantee
you
you.
weren't there yet.
Yeah,
I
okay.
but I was like literally. I think I froze in the middle of in the middle of giving instruction to the client. I was like, oh.
That's why we have a rule. You stay off the rig unless
It was a
There's
mat.
a path.
there's a mat underneath. Now, he was first timer. Obviously, his parents
Really high energy. His dad did not
are
seem
like,
to be
"Man,
bothered.
it's no big deal. Let the kid do whatever he wants." Actually, that amazes me how many parents are just like, "I'm done with them now. They're yours."
Yeah.
So this is like, whatever. Let them do whatever they want.
I'm clocking out for this
Yeah,
hour.
I'll let them climb to the top and jump off. No big deal.
Look, here's the deal. And until that 6 p.m. hits, they're still yours.
They still belong to you. That's
They're
right.
still yours.
So, so Rocky responds with, after she says, "Oh, everything was amazing." Rocky responds with, "Well, how did you put it?"
Everything was good. Lauren didn't freak out except for one time. Or something like
Lauren
that.
didn't. So it was like everything was good. Lauren didn't freak out except for one time, and then she tried to get somebody to go to another gym or something like that.
Oh no, I didn't do that. I didn't throw her under the bus until
you did.
until you brought it up.
Lauren did a great job. She actually seemed fairly calm the whole time. Only Alex made her anxious. Alex always makes me anxious.
Because Alex swings his
Then
legs
you
away.
brought it up. 'Cause I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna mention what she did.
You weren't going to mention it. Okay.
No,
so I
was
brought
gonna,
it up.
in person. I was gonna do it, but I was like, I wasn't gonna throw her under the bus.
Someone threw me under the bus. So basically what happened is the dad was telling us that the kid really liked this very particular sport, and because he kept mentioning it over and over and over again. All I said was, "Oh, so has he been to this gym?" Literally all I said.
Probably shouldn't. And I stopped her right there. I was like, what are you doing?
That's all I said was,
And-
"Has he been to this
and
gym?"
I said,
that is what they
don't. That's
what they
the
are known
enemy. And
for.
she said, "What are you talking about? He wants to do that sport." What? And I was like, I just turned around. I walked away.
I mean, if he's into it,
So this is the challenge that I have.
don't bring up other gyms.
Here's my challenge with Lauren. Well,
I mean, don't like diminish our
here's
capabilities
one
here.
of the challenges.
don't.
Here's one of the list of challenges
Do you
that
see
I
all the
have
people that showed up at Sunday?
with Lauren.
Oh,
Okay. Lauren is one of those people. She wants everybody to be involved. She wants everybody to
Always.
be a part.
Always.
She's all about this whole community concept,
Very much.
right? And she's like, more is better. Okay. And I don't necessarily agree with any of that. Disagree with any of that. But she's also like, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go over here, but I'm still going to be here, but I'm still going over here and I'm going to go over here. So she just assumes everybody else
I spread the love.
will do the same thing, right? They're all going to go over here. They're all going to go over there. And the majority of people don't do that. The majority of people usually have
One spot.
that they go to. They may go out and kind of like be a guest or be a friend or go with a friend somewhere one time, but they usually have their spot, right? And so like when it comes to like having other people go and visit other places, it's not that I'm worried that they're going to like that place better, right? If they do, that's their business. I don't care. I mean, everybody's free to do whatever they want. But why would we encourage people to go someplace else when we have everything they need here? Because if we encourage them to go somewhere else, we're insinuating that we cannot meet all of your needs, when I do not believe that we cannot meet all the needs.
Well put.
Very well put.
That's how I saw it too.
So
I
Let's refrain.
I asked a question.
let's refrain from.
I will not bring up other gyms to other people.
So here's how
That
we
was
would
my
respond
fault.
to that. He wants to do, let's use Ninja Warrior, for example.
Yes.
My kid wants to do Ninja Warrior. Well, that's awesome. That's why we have all these obstacles here for your kids to practice on, and we focus on strength and ability and athleticism, which is exactly what you need if you want to do American Ninja Warrior.
And did you know our coach?
Did
it actually
our
was on the
coach
show,
was
Ninja
actually
Warrior?
an American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, but we're so old
finalist,
out of the
multiple,
game.
but it doesn't matter. It's still there. You can go to YouTube and see my episodes. Three-time finalist.
3 for 3, right?
3 for 3. Every time I went to the finals. Finished every single course except for the finals.
Except for finals.
Right? But either way, so like you see what I'm saying?
I won't bring up other gyms.
There we go. I don't care if you bring them up.
Good job.
Just don't encourage other people to go to them. You know what I'm saying?
He had a lot of energy.
He's always got energy. He's actually part of my PE.
I know. I heard.
Yeah, and I
heard he's very
So
high
in other
energy
words,
for you.
I'm over here working hard, Lauren. I'm over here trying to like
And I'm
recruit
like,
people.
get that kid out of
So
here.
when I recruit, right, when I'm like out there talking to people, I recruit people who eventually give me money. In turn, they create revenue, which allows me to do things like buy new equipment, bring on trainers,
Do the podcast.
pay people, do the podcast, right? Do the YouTube channel. It affords me the ability to do that, right? So when I am, how do I put this? when I am out there meeting new people and bringing them in, it's ultimately, yes, I want to help them. That's number one. But secondarily, I'm also trying to increase revenue so that we can grow as a brand, right?
Just FYI, this is also like why I didn't ever like doing sales when I did sales.
Yeah, but that's part of business, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You got to do sales.
I would be the person
Whether
who
you like doing it or not, it's bottom line. If you're going to have your own business, or you're going to be a part of a business, you're going to have to sell.
Anytime I had to like help sell something, somebody would be like, I just don't know. I'm like, you're right. You don't need it. You can go get by without it. I was the worst.
No. No. So like you have a bee business, basically.
I do.
A honey business.
I have
not
a honey.
bee
I have a
business,
honey business.
right?
I'm in the business of the bees.
So how do you feel? How would you feel if like you've got honey to sell,
Sure.
right? And you came up to me and what does your honey sell for?
Per pound, $10.
$10 a pound.
I'm cheap.
Okay. And we'll say it's cheap. But it's $10 a pound. So I don't know how much that is. Is
Not
like
that.
little bitty thing?
Pound.
Okay, right?
16
so you roll
ounces.
up to me and you're like, hey James, I know you like honey. You indulge into the honey. And I'm like, yeah, yes I do actually. I always like to have a little honey on hand for whatever it may be, right? And I'm like, how much? Because I want to support you in your endeavors, right?
Okay.
$10. And then Rocky's like, $10? Bro, you can go to HEB. You get the same thing in a plastic bottle, a little squeeze for you.
But you're still my friend.
For $5.99.
Ew.
Just go to HEB.
I would then inform you that that's probably 50% corn syrup.
Maybe.
No,
But
not maybe. Like,
the label says honey.
Honey.
So I'm just assuming that if it says honey,
It's got honey.
it's got honey in it, right? So, but it's like half the price, right? What do I need all this fangled, like freaking farm raised bee honey, milking bees out here? I don't need all that. How would that make you
milk
feel?
and bees. You're asking the wrong person because I'd be like, okay, on to the next one.
I don't believe that at all. I think your feelings would be hurt. You may say on to the next
No,
one.
that's true. If you told me to my face you were gonna go buy cruddy HEB honey over my grade A product,
Yep.
I would be upset.
Of course you would.
Yeah, I would be.
So it's the same thing. You are not coming to me, BC.
I get
okay?
it.
You're not coming here because we have a sauna, right? You're not coming here
I wish we did.
because, you want like all this fancy, like newfangled, technologically advanced equipment that nobody knows how to use and
No.
is not using, okay? No, you're coming here because you want expertise.
Yes.
You want know-how,
Yes.
you want guidance, and you
Yes.
want encouragement. And then on top of that, you
Community.
want community, right? That's why you come to us.
Yes,
So that's what you're paying for,
that's true.
right? You're not paying this chick. You're not paying
For bells and whistles.
I mean, we've got bells and whistles.
We got bells
We
and
got all the
whistles.
equipment that you need.
But we
There's-
don't have a bunch of this stuff that you don't know how to use.
But we also don't have a bunch of machines, right? We don't have a bunch of treadmills.
because you don't need them.
What do you need treadmills for? We're running. We run all the time.
We run outside.
That's right.
We run in the halls. If we
Nobody
have
even
to.
likes to run on the treadmill.
No, I hate the treadmill.
So what the heck? So maybe let's focus on encouraging
I
people
won't do it again.
to not go to the gyms.
I'm sorry. It was one person. Okay, for that one person, I think we're overlooking all the people I try to convince to come to us over their gyms.
Yeah.
She
It's
did
a
get a
lot.
powerlift to pull up. Shout out to powerlift.
Pulled up.
On Sunday, got some free drinks. I went there like 3 times.
Yeah.
Did
I
you?
know, I
Did you
wish
I
load
saw
up?
did.
people walk around with cases.
I wish I did. I got
You
one
didn't
drink.
You didn't ask him for a little case. They probably would have given you one at the end.
No, I'm not like
You'd
that.
been like, I'm the rock dog. You could have made a connection.
I'm the rock dog.
You probably been like, oh.
Well,
in
there's
that
another
case.
thing, okay? Because actually, while we were running, Rock Dog,
What'd you
as he
do?
likes to be called,
Big picture guy.
gave me an idea. What was the idea?
Why didn't Powerlift sponsor an episode of Running with James?
And I was like, that is a great idea. Why don't you go talk to him? And then what did you say?
You go do it, James.
You go do it, James. So he comes in, and I was like, what? I was like, why are you always trying to give me more deal? He's like, I'm the big picture guy. I was like, actually, no, that's my job. My job is to be the big picture guy. You guys are supposed to add in and accentuate those ideas. Bring me new ideas. Don't bring me more work.
I'm trying to get them to sponsor the run club so they'll give me stuff to bring every week. That's what I'm trying to do.
How does that benefit us here?
I mean, it benefits us when we're all dying out there on Sunday, but I'm sorry. You can go ask him. I can give you his contact information.
The whole point I'm making is he's not going to do that.
No, he's not.
He's
I
not
don't
gonna
have the social media. They're gonna look up what's your
I
IG.
don't, and that's always his excuse. I don't have social media.
You give him.
So
That is a
his
social
ID.
currency nowadays.
now here's
So maybe
exactly.
maybe you should get one.
So that's my point. She don't like selling. You don't like social media. All right.
But I like
Combine
socializing.
us.
If we're going to be in business, if we're going to have a podcast that is successful, this chick is going to have to start selling, and you are going to have to get social media
You need to
and
get
be on it
social
to an
media.
extent, if only for the podcast.
You gotta hustle yourself.
And you need to stop making excuses.
Sell your body
We have
on social media. Like
Finally
everybody else.
arrived, my people, to the point where we have a thing in the gym we call the gym commandments. Okay, and it's rules.
We really need to write them down.
It's rules. They're written down actually.
They
No,
are
like
written
they
down.
need to
The
be
kids
written
wrote it
down somewhere big.
No, they're written down because I wanted to get all. I was just waiting for one more because we have
The
9
10th.
rules.
Oh, you waited.
Oh,
I was
you
waiting
went
for
for
the
the
10th. What the 10th rule was going to be. We've established what the 10th rule is now.
Never disrespect the dog.
Huh? It actually is do not be rude or disrespectful. That is rule number 10. Yep. It's not disrespect the dog, though. Okay? But on these rules, it's wonderful rules. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's just sound living for life. And most of them are, it's really kind of for our kids, right? But really it applies to our adults as well.
James will definitely still yell them at adults.
Oh, yeah. I don't yell them at anybody because I'm gentle James now. Right?
He will kindly speak them to you.
So rule number 1 is don't say can't.
Don't say can't.
Okay? Why is rule number 1 don't say can't? Does anybody, do y'all even know why?
Because you gotta change your mind so you can change your life.
It's kind of like you said earlier.
That's true.
When you're
See?
speaking,
Yeah.
what if you speak negative, you're gonna get negative. If you speak positive, you're gonna get positive. You keep saying you can't, you're not ever gonna be
There
able
you go. Whatever comes out of your mouth is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say you can or you can't, you're 100% correct.
to. Yeah.
Right? Rule number 2, listen to coach. Now, that's not a power trip thing. It's not a thing where, like, I got to be in charge, or whoever the coach is has to always be in charge. But rule number 2, listen to coach. You are coming to this particular facility because you're wanting to learn something new.
You're paying.
You're paying, yeah.
Sometimes.
Unless Lauren's bringing you, right? You're paying for the expertise. So it would only make sense that you go ahead and listen to the person that you thought originally might actually know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And before you can decide or figure out whether they actually know what they're doing, you need to probably listen to them and try it out, right? So trusting that the coach actually knows what they're talking about. And if you'll just listen, you might be able to change your mind so that you can
Change your life.
change your life. Rule number 3, simple one. It's very respectful.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands to yourself, okay? We do allow high fives, fist bumps, right? Double low fives, right? We can even take it back with a slick. No, hand down.
Oh,
That's how we do it.
I hate that.
Right?
don't
And
like
we
that
learned
one.
a new one from Miami,
Oh no.
the little tickle.
No. Oh my gosh.
We'll let
we
you
didn't
tell the
tell
story
him
later. Just calm down.
story.
Just calm down. Right?
Don't do the tickle
But
ever again.
Rule number 3, keep your hands to yourself.
I am gonna be honest. I do.
I'm
don't.
not touching you.
I swear.
And this is exactly what it looks like in kids' class.
That is exactly what it looks like. in
Rule
kids'
number
class.
4,
I break the rule, by the way.
do you know what rule number 4 is?
That's my favorite one.
What is it?
Worry about yourself.
Worry about yourself. Now, does
It's-
that sound like what it does it mean what it sounds like?
Well,
No.
no. It's what's funny. I was gonna say about that rule is it's something we definitely tell the kids because to kids it's like, hey, just because Jimmy's over here, doing flips
It
doesn't
applies to
mean
the adults actually as
it.
well.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The kids take it. It's like just because Jimmy's over here doing flips, don't be worried about what Jimmy's doing. But like adults, it's so applicable because it's like, yeah, like don't because she's over here or they're over here racing this pace. Don't you worry about that pace.
So on that rule number 4, worrying about yourself, you don't focus on what other people are doing.
No.
You focus on what you need to get done. And then once you're in the middle of what you're doing, once you focus on your thing, then if you have the ability to help other people, do that. Definitely want to help other people. It's not about not taking care of people, but it's about focusing on what you need to get done.
Yep.
And being up in other people's business.
Yes.
Right? Rule number 5. This is one Rocky struggles with. Always be honest.
Yeah, Rocky.
Sorry, I like to play.
No, it ain't playing
No,
if
you
it's
like
a
to
bold-faced
stretch
lie.
things.
Okay.
like to
I talked to
stretch
James the other day
things.
on the phone, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, I did the first lap. I messed up because Lauren said something. Lauren was like, we got another one. We got to go in. So the first lap, I made us do an extra because of Lauren. That was a bold-faced lie.
It is.
Yeah,
How
you
do
never
you feel?
honestly.
And I said it. This is the 3rd time I've actually done this to him. And then I immediately tell him what really happened. And he's like, oh. And the point is to show him You can't always be telling lies
You
because
can't
then people
fight a
don't
negative
believe
with a
you.
negative.
You know what?
Easy, boys.
There's another group. They're called the Sandovals. Are you familiar with the Sandovals?
They're my favorite group.
I know they are because y'all are all a bunch of bold-faced liars. The House of Sandoval's the house built on lies. I was having a conversation with them yesterday after church, and the whole group were sitting around, and this one saying, I don't know, I can't trust what you were saying. And this one said, well, I can't trust that you said this. And I was like, y'all realize why y'all can't trust each other? Because y'all ain't ever telling the truth.
Built on a house of lies.
It is, the house of lies. And they laugh it off. And the mother of them all, she was, I don't think she knew this, but they had been telling me a story of something that happened. And so when they were done, she was standing there and I was like, so hey, what were you doing? Such and such, so were you so-and-so? And her face like changes and her eyebrows like go down like she's serious. She's like, oh, I don't know. Because she's trying to figure out
Put
the
on
lie.
the
She's trying to
face.
tell she had told a lie or not to see what she's saying. And so I started laughing. I was like, were you at, I think, Boot Barn or something like that? And she's like, oh, yeah, maybe, yeah, I might have gone there. And they're both of them were like, no, she didn't go. She said she didn't go to Boot Barn. She was at Party City or something like that. She's like, oh, I went to Party City. But she probably just walked into Party City so that she wasn't lying
About going to Party City.
about going to Party City.
When she was really at Boot Barn.
Rule number 5, always be honest.
Always be honest.
Rule number 6,
If you mess it up, clean it up.
no.
That's number 7.
I feel like Jill James is gone right now.
I should have these so memorized by
Never
now.
give
Never give up.
up.
Your daughter has. Like, your daughter will put me in my place if I get them wrong.
Yeah, well, she does not accomplish number 6 ever. She gives up all the time.
She does
So
give up a
frustrating.
lot. She gives
But
up
you
a
don't
lot.
give up.
You don't give up.
No matter how bad things look,
No matter how much you panic.
no matter how much you panic, no matter how worried you are about the quote-unquote outcome, you don't give up. You do your best until you can do better, then you do that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Rule number 7 is
If you mess it up, clean
if
it
you
up.
mess it up, you clean up. We don't need to be nasty, people. If you come to the gym, you use a weight, just put the weight back.
If you happen to sweat profusely all over everything, get a wipe.
Yeah, wipe it down. We've got wipes over there. We've got sprays, all kinds of great stuff, right? We
Yeah.
try to be fairly clean. Rule number 8. This is a tough one.
Rule number 8.
Rule number 8. Keep
Your hands to yourself.
It-
That's number
Together.
together.
Keep it together. That's right.
Keep it
Stop looking at me.
together.
Okay.
So no matter how bad things get, no matter whether you win or lose, you keep it together. You don't lose your stuff. You don't panic. You don't fall on the floor and have a hissy fit.
I've never had a hissy fit.
You had an internal hissy fit.
I have internal
an
panic
internal
attacks.
hissy fit. You keep
I do that.
it together.
Yeah.
Takes a little thing I like to call discipline.
Discipline.
Yes.
Discipline. Okay. Discipline.
Rule number 9. Y'all probably don't know this one.
This one I don't know. We haven't done this one.
Don't whine
Oh, this is a new one. I
Don't
heard this one.
complain.
Yeah.
and don't make excuses.
That is definitely what I need to like have stamped on a poster on
Don't
Sunday.
whine, don't complain, and don't make excuses. Do you know why?
Because it doesn't achieve anything?
Because it accomplishes nothing. And it does not change the outcome.
Nope.
If something sucks, it's going to keep sucking.
It's going to suck.
Get through it.
Just suck
Just
it
put
up.
your head down and keep moving.
Suck it up, buttercup.
If you didn't do the work, don't make an excuse of why it didn't happen. Somebody today, actually, who's been begging all year long to do OCR stuff in my PE class. And we've had different sports that we do like every semester, right, or every 6 weeks or so. We focus on a different discipline. And I've been saving the OCR stuff for toward the end of the year because I'm trying to get them stronger, make sure they have the strength and the ability, right, to be able to hang off stuff or climb stuff, right? So we do calisthenics and stuff every single day. Begging to do it all year long. And I've even told them, hey, guys, I'm trying to build you up because I want you to be successful. So today was day 1 of OCR training. And so I bring them out, and I was like, all right, so here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do some tests on some stuff, see what you guys can do, see what we need to work on, what we need to focus on. So I'm not coaching you today. I'm just going to tell you what to do, what the obstacle is. You try to do it. If you fail, no big deal. If you get it, awesome. So they get on it, blah, blah, blah. The one dude who's been begging all year to do it failed on every single obstacle. And every time he got to an obstacle, oh, I'm too short. Oh, I can't do this. It's too far apart. Oh, it's too high. Oh, there was every single thing. There was a reason why he was unable to do it. And not one of them was because he wasn't strong enough or had the technique down.
Yeah.
Right? So there was a reason physically, like, not that, and it was basically it was out of his control.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing he could do about it. It was all out of his control because his arms were short. Right? So it's the same thing and that's what I told him. I was like, I don't know if you've met Coach Rocky or not, but Coach Rocky has the same problem, but he doesn't use it as an excuse.
No, I do not.
He doesn't use his short legs as an excuse for running fast. He doesn't use his short arms as an excuse.
You should have told him I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated in OCR.
Undefeated in
Podium
OCR.
every time.
Every time.
Except for once.
So you don't whine, you don't complain, and you don't make excuses. And then rule number 10,
The new one.
the new one.
Drum roll.
Don't be rude or disrespectful. We're all in this together, people. There's no need for us to be rude to one another. Let's love one another. And this is where Gentle James is coming
Why you
from.
looking at me? He was rude to you too.
This is where
Yeah,
Gentle
but
James
you've been
is
like
coming
real.
from.
You've been getting a little too spicy for your britches lately.
I'm trying to work at being
I like having fun.
I know.
a kinder, gentler
At my
me
expense.
and stop being disrespectful and rude to you people.
I call James Baby Gap too. Not
He
to
has
your
been.
expense.
Yeah.
It's everybody getting it.
See, and I don't want to make fun of Rocky too much because I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt his fifis.
Oh, my feelings don't get hurt. I'm built like
He's
this.
sensitive. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they do. You try to play hard, but you're sensitive.
I feel like I'm one of those people who can I'll try to hang and I'll try to be funny and make jokes, but then there's a line that I can't see and I'll just go from innocent joke to too mean too fast.
You don't understand. I've been born into this.
Kind of like the pranking.
You're born into this?
Both my parents gave me it my whole life, and all my cousins.
I believe that because you're the youngest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody, they were like,
So, I mean, the youngest usually gets capped on the most, but he's also the one that gets protected the most.
See, I'm used to being picked
no,
on.
my
just
grandma
'cause
passed
I'm
away
the-
when I was 10. She was my guard. When she passed away, that was it.
Yeah, but I've seen how your mom, I mean, she gives you a hard time, but your mom,
She's
she
cold-blooded.
babies you, bro.
She does baby me,
She
but she
babies
is
you, though.
cold-blooded.
But she still babies you.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the youngest is the favorite. And you had fewer roles.
I was youngest too.
And was disciplined to the least.
In second grade, we had this, you had to describe a kid. It was once a week. Every kid, some new kid had to be described. And mine, they're oh, Rocky has black hair. He's wearing a gray shirt. This one kid goes, Rocky is kind of short. They wrote it down on there. My mom framed that, put it on my wall. I had to grow up with that all the way through high school. I had to read that thing.
So you know it's true. So you know it doesn't hurt your feelings.
Oh, it
But-
does. I'm trying to say. I was born. I get it. It's
But
all
again,
right.
I agree. To me, I don't see you with your mom as much as he does, but to me, it's very obvious that you and your mom have a very tight relationship. So clearly, she sees you just as not only a son, but a friend. I think. To me, that's what it seems
I don't
like.
think
No, I
she's
don't think a
friend.
friend
No,
part.
see, to me,
Yeah.
that's how I see it,
No.
but I don't see it as much as
I
you
mean,
do.
you're just thinking friends give each other a hard time, but nah.
No, I don't know. I think you and
I
your mom
think
have
more
a
like-
type of relationship that goes a little deeper.
Like a speed bag.
Yeah, that's
Or a
pretty
speed
much.
bag.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah.
All right, so in lieu of Rocky's ramblings, if you don't mind, I would like to do a Life of Lauren today.
Oh, God.
We
Let's
haven't
do
done
it.
one in a long time.
No, are we
okay?
not going to hold it for the Patreon?
And
We don't got enough time.
we don't have enough time. So
Oh.
we're going to give the people today the Life of Lauren. She's got a story. Did I not tell you that there would be stories?
It's not
And
that
I've told
exciting,
You,
but it's
the race,
creepy.
right? Now, listen to this. This is awesome.
It's not. It's
pretty good.
creepy. So
Try
I
not
had,
to take too long.
I won't because I got to get. I had my whole Sunday in Miami. These fools left me.
No, we did not leave you. We told you beforehand we were leaving on Saturday. You said, I'm going to stay later because I want to spend more time in Miami.
I want to hang out.
We
I wanted
didn't
to
do
see
anything
Miami.
of what she just said.
No, they left on. They literally left right after that relay. They got that flag and were gone. I ended up staying until Sunday night. So I had the whole day Sunday to just to make literally my own devices. I hung out alone, and so did exactly that. Went exploring. Went to Hollywood Boulevard. Saw all the people. Did all the things. Went to Margaritaville. Had a margarita. End of the day comes. Trying to get through all the boring stuff. I'm sitting because my phone needs to be charged. I'm all right, I got to get my phone charged because I don't want to die when I need to get an Uber so I can get to the airport because I want to make sure I get there with enough time. I'm sitting in a hotel resort at a coffee shop, charging my phone, having a coffee. I'm dead exhausted. I'm super tired. And I'm just so overstimulated from the environment. I'm just enjoying the quiet. It's quiet inside here and I like it. This seems like a perfect opportunity for a gentleman, young man, to come up and talk to me. Started with my shoes, complimenting my footwear. And I could see where he was going with this because he started asking me about what I was doing in Miami. Oh, you look real fit. what are you doing? What are you doing later? When are you leaving? Like all the questions, trying to figure out like my itinerary. And I was trying so hard to like back out of the conversation, but at the same time I was like trying to tell myself, no, Lauren, you always blow people off. Be nice. Let the conversation happen so you can at least practice talking to people and, practice like talking to men and not being terrified. I was working really hard here.
Practice getting hit on. Yeah.
I was trying to be open-minded to the idea of getting hit on.
Keep going. Let's go.
So he reaches out, and I thought he was going to shake my hand to say goodbye. And I was like, finally, it's ending. I'm so tired. I'm just going to do it to you so you can understand what I felt. And I reach out to shake his hand. I thought we were just going to give a handshake. He holds my hand gently. I'm like, okay. He holds it for a second, and then he goes, I just want to say it's been so... Yeah, that's weird, right? So for those of you who can't see the video, he held my hand tenderly, which is a little weird, and then he started caressing my hand with his thumb.
Like between the index finger and the thumb?
Like if you hold hands and then like
spots.
He started like just massaging my hand with his thumb.
He was giving her a little hand tickle.
He thought he
What
was
is that,
being so smooth. And he's like, my name's Louie. And
I'm telling you, that's worked for that guy before, or he wouldn't have done it. It
That's
works in
Karma
Miami.
Sutra.
He was like, my name's Louie. I was like, Louie, it's so nice to meet you. And I'm just in my head thinking, I want my hand back so bad and I want to wash it. It was the weirdest thing. And I finally got Louie to leave. He was like, you need to take my number. I was like, all right. I took his number. He's like, all right, I want you to call me next time you're in Miami. I'm going to give you the tour. I was like, all right.
I don't think he wants to give you a tour of Miami.
Casa de Louis.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants to give me a tour of. And so that was my exciting story. My hand was changed that day.
She hasn't washed it since.
No, I washed it many times. I washed it many, many times. I actually was a little worried that Lou was going to be hanging around waiting for me to come out of the resort. I was like checking my...
I'm surprised he wasn't like, hey, hit
my
me up on
surroundings.
IG. Let's connect.
I was honestly thought he was going to. But you know what? I think he was trying to recognize that Instagram is like such like a... It's kind of not to say it's a cheap way to like meet people, but it's not like romantic. It's not like, it's very surface.
No, I mean, there's nothing more romantic than tickling a girl's hand with your
Dude,
thumb.
he thought he was being so smooth.
He looked you dead in the eyes when he did it too.
Oh yeah, he was.
I mean, you got to give it to the guy for giving eye contact.
He was given, and he was like talking real soft and slow. And
This
I was
dude's
like,
a player. This
Yeah.
Dude, oh yeah. Game recognized
You should
game.
have said yeah.
Yeah.
to what?
I guarantee that works.
to what?
You have his
guarantee that
number.
works.
Just say
I
yeah.
do actually have
You got
his
them
saved it.
digits.
Say yeah.
I was gonna let James text him.
I'm not getting involved anymore. I'm done.
So yeah, and then my hand, and then I was telling that to Mike, and Mike really freaked me out with another one. That was the palm tickle. Oh, I hate the palm. I've never been a victim of the palm tickle. Have you ever the palm tickle?
That's a guy thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing you do to your friends.
If a guy ever did that to me, I think I might need to file a restraining order.
Oh my gosh.
It's so creepy. Guys, do not caress a girl's hand within like a few minutes of meeting her. That's like something you do like once you've been on a couple dates and you know she's into you and you're holding her hand. Maybe you can then caress that a little bit. Don't do it within
Guys,
the
you
first
want to be
few
classy?
minutes.
When you're shaking the hand, take your other hand, put it on top, and just say, it was
That's like
really wonderful.
That's like being trapped.
That's super classy right there. Like, give me your hand. Let me show you.
That I don't know if
So you give them that eye contact, right? You give them that. Don't even, not full hand. You give them just full hand. That way they don't feel completely trapped.
that's true.
Right?
That's
you're here and you
true.
say, hey, it was really nice. to
That's
talk to you.
fine.
I really enjoyed myself.
But I want to know I can get out.
And
I want to know I can get
then
out.
I wanna give you my number.
And then hold on. Then once you're here, you release.
No, not that.
Oh, you
no,
let them
not
pull
that.
out.
Let them pull away. Right? You let them pull
linger.
away. So in other words,
The
you
linger.
linger as
Here's
in
my
like,
phone.
hey, I'm here
Put
no
your
matter
number in.
what. You just let me know what the next step is. But you keep the gaze.
You probably had major game back in the
gaze.
day.
I'm gonna do that to Seti when I get
Gaze,
home.
Right? So
How much work?
So Patreon.
Yeah, go
Patreon, I'm gonna give you
you can get all the tips.
all the ammo. All the ammo. Right?
Don't
All right,
use
guys,
them on me.
Thanks for coming in today. We know it was kind of a rambly episode, but we had so much we wanted to talk about because it was a lot of fun. So sometimes these episodes are just stories, right? And us just yelling at each other. And if you don't like that, it's hard for me to believe, okay? You know you had a good time. You know you had fun. And you know you felt like you were on a run with us. So thanks for coming in. Next week, we'll actually have a topic that'll be, informational, and it'll help you. I think there was some
Informative?
good information on this. I think we had some change. I said informational.
Is that a word? Informational?
Oh, look who's sounding like the dog now.
Is informational a word?
Is it?
We'll let you look it up.
Is it? I thought it was informative.
And if it's, I mean,
it? I don't know.
informative? Is that what you just said?
Informative.
Informative is a
he's trying to
word.
I think he's trying to get you now.
I think he's trying to get me. I don't know. I've never heard someone say informational. I've heard informative, but
If I'm wrong, if
could
informational isn't a word,
I could be
guys.
so wrong.
If informational is a word, next week I'll look it up. I'll come back. I'll
I'm
apologize
curious.
because I'm an idiot. All right. But if I'm right,
No, it's a word.
I will not let it die because that's who I am, Gentle James.
It is information.
So remember, guys.
If you change your mind,
You change your life.
Yeah.
peace.
It is a word. I've never heard information.